fixin' to ride.
All right, folks, as requested, this is the XR100 that I restyled. This is a 97. And so as you can see, it's got that CRF100 look to it. Yeah, it's got some numbers on there. My wife rides it, but not a whole lot, but we're going to get her there. And the reason she's not riding it now is because the kids took it out, and I'm guessing it's the timing chain. So I figured I would just make a video now. As you can tell, it looks like I'm in a different place. Look at this blessing, folks. What? You got to be kidding me. We moved. And this is just to get out of the... I can't complain too much because that house was a blessing. Either way, it's just the neighbors sucked. So, yeah, we got a 30 by 50 pole barn, folks. I mean, are you kidding me? So this is 20 by 30 cement floor. It's got a drain, goes all the way back. Dealing with some crappy little groundhogs at this point, but look at the pack. But yeah, so this is 30 by 30. Thing came with a 60-gallon Curtis, 2-stage, 100. It seems like it only goes up to about 155 psi. But whatever. I still got my 80-gallon. But yes, but so it drops down a little bit. This isn't cement, it's just all gravel. So definitely like a storage machine area. This will get to the point where, because we moved, so we had to get these over here first and then be able to use the snowmobile trailer and the moto trailer to move. So we definitely got a couple projects here. And unfortunately, I know this isn't motorcycle related, but I took the 700 up and fried one of the cylinders. I don't know if it got a leak or something, but it pulls over. And it actually will start, but yeah, bottom line is it locked up when we were up north. 5th time we went up over the winter. And I kept putting bigger jets, and it kept getting better and better. But I was like, why the heck do I need such big jets? And I was like, all right, I'm just going to push this thing and see what happens. And it would clean up and take off like a rocket like it did before. But it wouldn't go over like 65, 70 miles an hour. Lo and behold, she locked up. But then I called my wife because she was back at the hotel. And this was up in Wetmore, Michigan. And I was like, you're going to have to bring the 800 because it's got the tow straps in it and you're going to have to tow me home. She was like, oh no, so we talked for a minute and it wouldn't even pull over, like it seized. And so after talking for a couple minutes, I was able to pull it over and I was like, well, let me see if I get this thing started. So I got it started and it was running on one cylinder at first. You could tell. Sounded like a Briggs & Stratton, pretty funny. But so I was able to get the thing moving. I would not move with me on there. I had to like push it to get it going. And so once it got going, I was able to hop on it, and it finally warmed up to the point to where I limped the thing 4 miles down H28 up there. I think that's it, I-28, H28, and got it back. And by the time I got it back, the thing was idling like it was before. So, but I know I screwed up that cylinder. So it must have been an air leak. Stupid me. Mike Miller called it. And I was like, oh, dude, I put new crank seals in it like a few years ago. So I don't know. It's probably what it was. So I'm going to have to check it out. But yeah, so 30 by 50 pole barn. This is 30 by 30. 30 by 30. And this is 20 by 30. So such a huge blessing. Yeah, the whole gang's in here. And obviously, yeah, we've only been in here for a few weeks. But, yeah. Oh, and the best part, 31 acres. It's so peaceful out here. This was long overdue. Thank God. This was such a blessing. He sent this house to us. It all worked out so amazingly. So, yeah. All right. So, as far as this goes, I will pull these because I've had requests to see how I restyled this and how I was able to put the plastics on there. So, you can kind of see right here that I made tabs because this is a like a 2000, I think. Whatever the last year the XR100 was, that's what this tank is. Well, these are CRF plastics. And so I had to make a tab because obviously the holes are different. And it's just an oval tab out of this like barely 1/8-inch plastic, maybe 16th-inch plastic that I got from like Home Depot like 10 years ago. And then I put well, I'll take it off and I'll show you guys. And that would be a lot easier. And I'll show you what's back here. So give me a minute. Okay, so there were a couple things that I had to do. I believe this right here was moved from down here. And then I just put a little tab on there. It is about, I'd say about 1.5 inches long. And then I just extended this out. So I moved it from here up. And, you know, you're going to have to figure this out. And I guess I can give you the measurements, but, you know, if you really need the measurements, I can get them. So I did that one. This side over here was moved from down below, and I moved it up. Same thing. None of the plastics were modified except for the rear fender. So, I don't know if there's another. It might be, yeah, because of the exhaust. So, these two tabs were actually they were down, and I believe they extended off the bottom here. Well, so they stuck out to about here and were much lower. So all I had to do was re-weld them higher. So you see how there's this lip right here? Well, I just welded them pretty much at the top of the lip. And then I drilled 2 holes in this is a CRF100 fender, rear fender. And then I just used those guys because they fit right in. And then, so now you can see the tank. It would probably, if you got a CRF100 tank on here, I don't know. So I would assume they pretty much bolt right up because, you know, it's just these 2 things here. I had to add some spacers on both sides. And they're just washers. They're machine bushings is what they are. Or maybe they're fender washers. It's actually probably the washers that are used a lot on these bikes, but if not, you just do fender washers. It's the real, you know, big ones that have the little tiny hole in them. It's for like 6mm or 1/4 inch, 1/4 or whatever. So that's really all that I did. It wasn't a ton that needed to be done. It was just kind of tedious and kind of a pain in the butt. But as you can see, there's still like stuff for the old mounting holes right there. So the plastics, I think there was one more. Okay, so this one presses in right here to the fender, and then it bolts up right there. And so the other thing I wanted to do was take this, cut it out, and then mount it right back there where it needs to be. But it's fine the way it is, you know. So you can see both of those sides. You could just cut that off and weld it right where it needs to be on both of these sides. So, yeah, but that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and get this tank off, and then I'm going to pop off the head here because my two kids were riding it like the first stinking day we were here, and they both got on it. And recently I adjusted this to quiet down the timing chain. Might have been a little too tight. Stupid me. Well, they both got on it and it was fine since. They both got on it and I heard them go to take off and they were like, "Brr." And it stopped. And they came over and they were like, "Dad, the XR100 lost compression." And I was like, "Oh no." And so you can, you know, even right now, it kind of feels like there's a... You can feel it hit. I think you can feel it hit top dead center. So I'm hoping it's just the chain. I'm going to find out here in a minute. But yeah, being that I was tearing into this thing, just wanted to give you guys that were inquiring a look-see on how these tabs work. And these are just like for like an 07 CRF. It's just those little, these. I just drilled the hole and put it on the back. And it zings right in. You do have to bend it a little bit, like heat it up and bend it to where it forms around this right here. That way this can get punched, you know, can sit properly. You can see how it's got a little bend to it. You just heat that stuff up and it bends pretty easy. So, and then just hit it with some compressed air and it'll stay where it's at. But yeah, that's it. So, all right, guys. I wanted to get this up there. You know, I'm still going to be super busy. I don't know what's going to happen as far as posting videos and stuff. I'd like to get back to it, but I just have so much stuff going on. You know, I mean, this whole place needs to be cleaned up. The property is majorly overgrown. I'm doing stuff on the inside of the house too. Dealing with pests around here. So, yeah, there's a lot that's going to be going on. So I really don't know how much I'm going to post. But I wanted to get this up here for you guys so you could finally, because I've had, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 people over the course of, what's it been, 5 years since I restyled this maybe? I don't know, I can't remember. So I figured this would be an opportune time. But thanks for checking out the video. I hope you guys are happy for us in our new adventure. It's been awesome so far. You can see so many stars out here, guys, and it's peaceful. We had one neighbor come over. I was doing some practicing, and I had a neighbor come over, and he's like, "Yeah, my wife heard it. You know, I figured I'd come over and see who moved in," and introduced himself. He's been here since 1980. Super nice guy. Such a great change paired to living in the city. I mean, people are just nasty. But thanks for stopping by the channel. Hope you guys that found this video about the XR100 were, you know, found some use out of it. But yeah, I'm sure we'll see you sooner or later in the next video. So if you guys aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, share all the videos you want, share the channel, do all the normal stuff. Smash the like button. We always appreciate that. So, all right, guys, we will see you later. Take care. And as always, God bless.